Welcome to Driven by Me and Decision. Today, this morning, we will continue where we left. As usual, I might go back to the other, the GDP later today. That way, I don't do too much C++ in like 3 days straight. C++. Yeah, so let's go. Let's do this. Everything is fine. Microphone. Audio. Am I on YouTube right now? Yeah. Yes. Am I live on Twitch? It seems to be yes. Okay. Can close this. Is the chat working? Many stuff to look at for when the stream is starting, because if I miss one, I notice later and I'm deceived. And what else? Oh, my sponsor for the month is HelloFresh. I still haven't have like it's still 0, but I'm hopeful that some of you will use the coupon code above here. You can see it in the description. There's a link and the coupon code if you want to copy and paste. You buy one meal and you get 10 free meal, and it's available in many countries, not just the US this time. It's available in Canada, France, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Austria, Australia, and many others. I can't remember. So it would be very good for me. If you are on YouTube, if you want to support me, go hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get informed of all my live stream. Okay, let's do this. The like on YouTube helps a lot. It triggers like the algorithm. Yeah, you can like on YouTube or subscribe. Subscribe also helps with the algorithm. And yeah. Okay. We were C++ing. C++ing. Closing. Okay. So I was done with creating the states. Just need my examples on the side. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Okay. What else? There's other stuff to do before starting it. Like it needs to be loaded. In the sense that it needs to be initialized. Okay. So what I did is different from my example. So I would need to improvise. What's that? I need to do this stuff. So the possible state is an array, templated array. Okay, so I can add the includes of each state before. That way it will help the algorithm to, not the algorithm, the completion, the code completion. There we go. I prefer idle first. So it cannot find it, so the completion did a bad job at it, I guess. I think it needs this. A, B, C, character control, states, idle, and closing. There we go. There we go. Just like that. Now, maybe it will be easier for the ad. Damn it. Ad completion. Okay. I let the completion do it, but because sometimes since I use a template, I wanted to see how, because it knows better than me how um, Unreal implements its thank you for the ads, it for TPR channel, giving some credit, some click. The click on the ad so often gives revenue. So that's why I click. So when you see a ad on my channel, YouTube channel, click the ad. But I'm not yet in my I'm not yet, I cannot receive revenue from ads yet. I need like ton of thing I can show you. There's like a list of things you need to complete before being able to receive money from it. Earn. So I need 500 subscriber. I'm only 22. So subscribe. That will help a lot. I will be eligible for starting earning from ad revenue. And there are other steps after that, like more watch my stream fully. I just have 56 hours of watch time in the last year. It's one of the following, so I can leave the shorts behind. But I feel like if I start doing shorts, I can reach 3 millions before I reach 3,000 hours of watch time. So yeah, that's what is missing for me to have ad revenue. more subscribers on YouTube. On Twitch is it's another thing. I'm almost an affiliate. I don't know what it means to be an affiliate. There we go. I need 55 followers. I'm at 16. I need 3 viewers on 4 different days. So often I have 3 viewers, but not on 4 different days, I guess. I don't know how it's calculated, but I'm now almost an affiliate. Let's see what it is, an affiliate. To become an affiliate, you must you will be invited to the affiliate program via email and Twitch notification. It can be a few days after your channel becomes eligible to receive an invite. And what is the program? Monetization tools. Oh, I can sharing with bits, subscriptions. Oh, I can get subscription, ad revenue. Cool. Okay, it's easier on Twitch than YouTube. So I'm almost there on Twitch. No, I closed it. I want this is when I stream, so like I can pin them. I don't use Edge often, only for my streaming stuff. So yeah, I want this to be back to Twitch. Oh, your info, your IT teams. This is what you said. Your IT team is something. So with the teachers, which there we go. And I don't want to be on this page. I want to be on the channel, and I open Edge. Okay. So it creates the object there and the possible state. Okay. So the current state will be set. It will be idle since it's 0 there. It's the first one. It's a magic number when you have something like that, but I guess that's fine. Or I could enter the enum there, not count. Since the enum is 0, is it in the order of the enum? Let's check. Walking, running, jumping. Walking, running, jumping. Okay. Let's add enum there instead of 0. Does it need a casting? I don't know. Probably. No operator matches this operands. Operands type are this and this and that. Character state. Yeah. Sometimes you want, if you want, you can do this. And Cloud will look. So now you can pick the one you want. Okay, so yeah, as I thought, it needs to be casted in another one. another type, because my enum is in 8. Maybe it could be it's since it's an initiation, like in the constructor, it's not in runtime. I guess the casting is fine, but I think casting in a loop would be wrong. I'm not sure, but the AI said it was wrong. It could be wrong. So yeah, so it's a bit misleading that it's idle in an enum, but because if the order is not respected, it can be like if someone happens to not know that and change the order of enum their idle, put it somewhere else, it can be misleading. But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be changed. Okay. Now it needs to a system which it checks the states. Whether yeah, I tried to change state something. Let's see in C#. Yeah, I don't like to watch this on because when I'm on GitHub, I cannot check the references. Can I? Yes, I can. If you are on GitHub, you can check. It's just that I feel like it says 0 reference, but it's not possible. I feel it's not as perform. It's not as performant. Is it? Do you say performant? In French, we say performant, but I don't think you. Yeah, I don't think you say that in English. Effective. Yeah, I feel that GitHub is not as effective as if I open the project in Unity to find the reference, because no, it's not possible that this one has 0. Oh, it's the abstract. Okay. But the abstract is called by their children. I don't like just their list because of the pointers and the cache misses. But my team were not like thinking about that. We were just wanting to finish this fast. Do this fast because we didn't have much time. So, where's the Enter FSM? You click there, search. It inherits from the abstract one, and initialize would be there. Which in usually base initialized here, it was referenced. Usually at the end. And this initialize. What is the reference? There are two references. There's another base initialize. It's not the reference. It's not the reference. Then, yeah, it's not. Another ad. YouTube. What are you doing? Let's click on it. For Mr. TPR on YouTube. Too much TPR. Let's shuffle this. Yeah, it doesn't want to. Let's go back in the top. Where was I? Okay. So I should open this project in Unity. Damn it. Do I still have Unity installed? Yes. Of course I don't have, I might not have this version of Unity. So, because it's old. 1 year old. Or something. Yeah, 1 year old. But I will install it anyway. I will duplicate this thumbnail. And there we go. I will put them in engine 2. Oh, I already have it. Okay. Damn. Mine to that one. I'm on a branch, a weird branch. Hit check out name. I forgot to pull. Okay. Everything's fine. Can close this. Yeah, I don't have it. Okay, so I will take a break. I need a little bit break. And I will be back. what can we do while it's installing? State machine. What? Pick, we can play. Can I do this? What is possible state? Let's search. Okay, it's a T array that could do something simpler for this one. This? What did he do there? Yeah, we'll initialize later. So last is a last. Don't want last, I want first. Is there a first? What was the last? Let's see what. Let's see if near the last is. Top returns the top element. The example in, I don't know if it's in example. It's something Latin, probably. E. E. Id est. Well, yes, it's Latin. That is. We don't use it in French. French, what we use. No result. Yes, with citadel. That is to say. Yeah. This is what it is to say. This is what it is to say. It's a short, and it's a special case where you need to put the, I don't know what it is, hyphen. Where you put the hyphen. It's a special case, like again, an exception. There's many exceptions in French. That's the thing that I think English people I would often say like it's horrible. But when you learn French as a kid, it's like a framework that when you're a kid, everything enters, and as if you don't need to do anything except going to school. It's like Chinese learning all the thousands of Genjis. But Genji is in Chinese. It's the word, but Japanese is Genji. I think they don't call it Genji. Almost there. Um, what was what was I looking? It's a bit loud. Uh, what was I looking? Oh, it started. So that was our lobby. Um, I want the goat. Okay, let's put it aside. Now initialize. Where is it? Possible state. Initialize. Okay. In C sharp, the fantastical thing is that you have the reference above it. This is it's not the same as what we saw in GitHub. It's the real reference. So it's called there the first time. Okay, when it's bound. And the spawn is called the in this initialize of onto game object spawner. Oh yeah, there was a spawner because I needed to spawn it at a specific time. Okay, yeah. Let's put this everything aside. So it won't be useful for me right now. Is there a first in the top? Return last. Wow. Reset the iterator to the first element. Return pointer to the first element for which the predicate returns true. Yeah, no. None of. Why do a last when you can do a first? Well, I will go back to the other one. Okay. So initialize. base. Where is the base? Let's go back. Yes. Initialize base. And in the base, it, for each I states in possible state, start. I wonder when should I do the start on each of them? Hmm. Okay. So first thing first, I will do an initialize. Which is not from the it's not overridden since it's not in the interface. Do I need should I put it in the interface? Yeah, it's not yeah, I should put this there. I don't think. Character state. Sorry, state. It should be there instead. Uh, Initialize. It's not virtual. I just like that. And usually, I would say if you first start with this, it can be misleading to if you start adding stuff and then you notice it does not work, but it would be because of those cons. Just to not say crap, I will just counter verify. In my memory counts here is if you don't modify any variable inside this function and counts there. I think it's the argument, but to be sure, I would ask. Yeah, C++. What the is the difference between those two? Okay. Interpreters void const. Counts contain two const keyword, but only one of them is meaningful in this context. Let's break it down. Before the function name, void const. This equivalent to writing const void. Oh yeah, I reversed it. It's equivalent, but it should be this way. So void const is meaningless and unnecessary. It has no practical effect and is not standard. Most compiler would just treat it as void. You will often see cons with other type like int. Okay, but never with void. Okay, well, yeah, of course. It's the integer that is constant, that the integer that you return, or the type, I mean, there comes after the parameter list. This means the member function of const qualified is const qualified. It promises not to modify any member variable of the class, excluding those marked as mutable, and can only call other const member functions, enforce const correctness, allowing the function to be called on const instances of the class. Okay, so it does not, it allows, if you put a const there, it means that it's some kind of contract saying you cannot modify member variables. Why? Let's go back to the first one. Tons void and would what would two? What? Why would I do this? Is it to tell in one context? Context. Okay, let's do this. Const before the function name as const int, then can precisely the function name. It qualify the return type, not the function itself. For example, constant. This means the function returns a constant integer. Yes, I know I'm ineffective, but the caller can do with the return value. You can't modify a return constant. Okay, when you do a field, I guess I will ask. So constant is useful for fields, getter and setters only, or other context. 2. So 2 is said const after the function this mark the member function as const qualified, telling the compiler this member function will not modify any member variable of the object except the detectable. It allows the why use this promise to indicate that the function does not change the object state to allow calling such function on objects that are const. Give a more concrete example for when in a project I do this. Yes. Constant is useful only for setter. Is constant useful only for getter setters in other contexts? main use case constant or modular const return type is most relevant when you want to return an immutable value from a function commonly seen as a getter function. Okay, that's what I found. Let's click the add. Oh, I didn't have time to click. Primitive type backend. Okay. So it's for the getter to ensure that the color does not modify the return object. Okay. Directly. Especially for reference. Okay, yeah. So sometimes you return a reference. You will return a reference to an integer, and you don't want this reference to be, because it sends, when you return a reference, it instead of giving a copy to the caller of this function, it gives the actual memory, so it can modify it. And when you do this, it's a lighter. It does not do a copy. But you don't want, if you don't want, you want it to be light, but not modify it, you do a const. Okay. Primitive type like int, returning constant by value is generally not very useful, since the caller receive a copy anyway. Int is so small that it's not very useful. But sometimes you have big objects that you send as reference in memory. So it does not do a copy of the object, but you don't want the receiver to modify the object. So you write const when it matters. Okay, so I understood this one now. Concrete example of when to use const after the function, the promises. The const qualifier after the member function signal that the function does not modify the object state. This is important in many contexts, safety of correctness. Making a method as const ensure that you or other developer won't accidentally change member variable when you don't intend to. The compiler enforces this const object usage. You can call this function on objects that are themselves declared const. And okay, it's similar read-only stuff. This function promises not to mutate. The mutate player, print player info. When would do void function const, let's say help. Give an example. An example of this we're trying to modify health, but not able to because it is const. Certainly, here an example illustrating how declaring a member function as const, preventing a developer from modifying class member inside a function. Or is it? What? Why did he? I don't need this. Show So only those. So only the dev code trying to modify it. I just want to see it in context. What? Okay, but why? Why would you do this? So, so, so if it was not counts, it would assign 100 to health. What? Load health. Um, that's why I wanted him to elaborate, because I don't see it happening. And return and uh, if your held member function is declared like this, then calling will not assign. Okay. Okay. So if it's a reference. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So if it's a reference and you don't want, it's the same thing as the other one. So you either write const or const. Actually, the two world mean different things. The method counts qualified, meaning it promises not to modify the object. The caller receives a read-only reference to the member variable, preventing modification via example. Counts. So allowed copy read cannot assign the counts reference. Okay. What is the diff then between and two functions in it that differ in where the counts applies either to the method itself or to the return. Okay. I think he is unable to explain, but I know what it is. It's that when it's this one, you cannot change this inside the function. And I can show you. Let's do like, what? That's this. It leads this to another one. So I need to change the name. Initialize FSM. Okay, so if I have const here and I try to change a member variable, let's create and something like that. And I do this, it won't do it. But if I remove const, both sides, now it will do it. So that's what it is. It says it won't change the cloud, the object. The object is the class. The class is a blueprint for the object. So if you want to tell people, the other developer, that your function does not modify the object, you write const here. If you are sending a reference, because it's a big object, not an int, a reference in memory, then you want to return it and not be modified, then okay, now I'm back to my brain is cleaned up from too long time away from C++. Okay. Okay. That was a good thing. I liked refreshing my mind. Okay. As you can see, sometimes AI cannot explain it properly. He did at the beginning, but as I go deeper, trying to understand deeper, he could not. I remember back in the day when I wrote const, it blocked the access to member variables. I think that also if you write const, I'm not sure, I just want to verify. The naming of classes. In example, I think that if you do int a0, it will work because it's not a member variable. Okay, it's a really member variable. Okay. I love C++, even just because it's complicated like that. You don't have such thing in C#. Yeah, it's having control over memory management and other stuff, object. Okay, so now I need the initialize thing. Lower the initialize. Possible states. No, it's not. It's states. And this one can be a const because I won't modify the object at all. And it could be called there. I will test. Maybe it will be called the begin play, but I will test first there. And the initial states for each. Is it? I think is it only C#? No. Yeah, for each state. Do I have access to the other one? No. I think maybe I don't need the enum too. I state. What is I state? Okay, no. I state impossible state for each possible state. And it's what it would be the object would be I think it is this. Something's wrong. What? I think this one is not correct because it's not that. It's it's this. Isn't it? Oh, it's not. Oh, the old. I think the old one is fine. The old 4 loop. What's that? That's not what I want. It's yes. This is what I want. What's wrong with it? What the F? I think it's because where did he bring me? Go back. It's a dot here. Not enough. What? It's this one, but I want to access this one. Hmm. It takes it and casts it as the one I want. Hmm. Yeah, I know that does not work like that. Oh, yeah, of course it needs to be public. That's why I'm stupid. Let's skip. Yeah, at least it wasn't like an hour trying to find out. Yeah, sometimes it's better when you know it's public. Maybe it's better to put it public. But yeah, at least I didn't try for an hour. Um, so on start, this is done. Current state. So this is initialized. So it could be there, and then start. If current state. I don't like to do a verification for nothing. I prefer when it's really needed. And it's not on start I want there. It's on enter. There we go. So it enters when everything is done, it enters the first state, which is idle. Should be okay. I need the state machine access for the other ones. So where is it done? Walking. What's happening? It's 8. I'm about to go in 1 hour. Let's compile a couple of things. Especially this one. Yes. Everything's fine. So where's walking? Sick. Double jump state. Do I have access to state machine? Yes. And state machine is in runner state. So character state. Where are you? A bit loud on my part. Okay. Character state control. So here there should be the state machine. It should be public, protected, something protected. And as usual, I would make the error of starting it with putting it here. The in C++, the order of variable is somewhat important. Like you need to put the bigger variable above and the smaller below. Because when it's compiled, it tries to fit them into memory space, and there is a name for that. I don't remember. Let's search. In the header, when lining up variables, member variables in size or so what did this call? So it's memory chunks and compilation. Alignment. Member alignment or struct class member ordering for optimal memory layout. Yeah, you count it by bytes. I usually in struct, but the struct it's a class. The same a struct is similar as a class, except that it's private, I think, by default. And a class is public by default. So there is like, it's the layout. Each member is aligned to a boundary based on its type size. Each member is aligned when a member of different size are declared in a non-optimal order. Adding, yeah, that's what I thought. Adding bytes are inserted, so it adds a padding of empty memory to satisfy alignment. If it does not fit the padding, the number of filling the correctly those boundaries. So you need to calculate them for byte padding, for byte padding. So it adds here a padding, but if you put the car at the end, it only add one padding by padding here. If you do this order, it add an empty 3 byte and an empty 2 byte. So at the end here, this one 4, 6, 7, 8 bytes in total, and this struct would be 4, 8, 12 bytes. So you lose, yeah. You can win few bytes by aligning it correctly. So usually you put the bigger above and you put smaller below. But to check the size, like this size, I would need to do a checkup like here at the end of the size. I want to do it. And size, log, and answer. That way, I would know. No. I want both of them. I don't want the count. Memory. Not the count. What's that? Okay. There we go. Now when I will see this in the engine, I will know. I hope I will notice. But I want to do this every time. That way I know how to pack the. It's a bit of over optimization, but I like it. When you like it, okay. When you like it, why not? It was creator of Linux. What is his name? Linus Torvalds. What he was doing, he was in a conference. Event. He was saying like what he was doing currently in Linux, and he was telling that he mostly like doing taking I think Caldera was trying to, it was working on cleaning up the Caldera or something. Don't remember. Oh, cache misses. Yeah, I mean, not find it. So he was telling that he was not working anymore on Linux, a part of optimizing the cache misses from other, like he let other people working on Linux, and he said that because he likes doing this, that he kept doing it. I guess I cannot find it. I saw it in a short. Yeah. Okay. Where's the music? Yeah, musical adventure. It's just starting with the YouTube pronoun. That's what she said. Okay. What next? On start. Okay. Now I would need to put it in the scene, I guess. If it starts. I guess it won't start at first because I might be missing something for it to be dragged in the scene. But the only way to know is to do it. Uh, so, unit start. How to use my C++ FSM in Unreal Engine. in the back. So the thing is hope there's never stop there. Hmm. It's not a pointer, that's why. I don't use a pointer. Let's go do this. Maybe didn't I sit on there? Hmm. Is it because it's not with a pointer? Or pointer there? The array is, but it's not the array that's accessed here. This one. The array is not a pointer, of course. Okay, so everyone. Yeah, no. No. It shouldn't. Let's go back and it's this one as well. I have some kind of blank. Because it's not a pointer, but I think this one is by default a pointer. Like this one. Yeah. Well, here, if we go back, it takes this inside the template and it takes this template, my interface inside here and put it inside this. Okay. Templated version of display which provides access to an operator for clients and the interface functional object implementing an interface. This type is only useful with native interfaces. Could be used to check for blueprint interfaces. Okay. Let's ask AI then. Okay, your error comes from incorrect usage of tscript and array ending. Here's what happening. Tscript is not a pointer, it's a value wrapper. Okay. That's what I thought there was a pointer in it, but there was none. You must not use pointers to tscript or pointer version like and your key array. I didn't use it. Replace this. Replace. But do not use pointer tscript. I didn't use it. But did I forget to? No, it's not there. You cannot do this. Why? Because returns IU. Okay, yeah, the pointer means it's a new object here. Of course. Of course. I didn't think about it when I saw a new object. I will start without pointers because you want to avoid them as much as you can. Where is it? Okay, let's compile this one. Solution explored. If your idle class inherits from both two objects, then it's an interface, but in practice, explicitly construct the interface. Replace. This is fine. Good. It absolutely want to. It should be. All currently call interface function to skip interface wrapped two pointers. Okay, it wraps two pointers. That's why. Even though it's not a pointer, it wraps two pointers. Holy for it. Crossing the finger. Yeah. Hmm. Literal beautiful object wrapper. A pointer to your object instance, a pointer to the interface implementation, how to fix it, ensure your state class implements the interface, state class, idle. Yeah, I mean, it does. Oh, it's not the right one. Oh yeah, it does not. Okay, stop this. That's why. definition, the abstract, have it. Okay, so the parent abstract class to implement it. Is it not sufficient? The children have to implement it too. If your parent abstract class already implement the interface, then your child class do not have to re-implement the interface method. The base implement is sufficient. What matters when realities with interface, the child class must still inherit from the interface via parent class, which you do by subclassing your abstract. Common mistake causing null. Even if your abstract implement the interface, if the child class header needs public based inheritance explicitly, Unreal may not recognize it as implementing the interface. The child state should be declared like what? Okay, make sure only the base class declares inheritance from. Okay, that's already the case. Would it work if I do only this? Can I do multiple? Vampire. Well, okay. That's not work. If I remove from the parent, the abstract class becomes useless. Except if we use one of those, but yeah, no. Cannot work. But let's try. Will it solve the issue? Is it that the issue? Oh, it did all of them. Okay, let's play. So it's not that. Can I see it? What he proposes. Where is it? Let's go there. So it said empty. Why? I propose to do this. Since it's not, you set the array size at none, then use add to add a new element. Okay. Since I already, it's not add, since I set the size and add, it add up on top of the size. So yeah, that's why. I must complete. Let's try this then. Compile. Everything's fine. So eventually, if my state array of state gets too big, it will stack overflow. Not stack. Heap. Stack. Yeah, stack overflow. So you have a limited amount of memory that you can put in there, and if it's too big, you need to start using pointers to memory. If it's too big, it's stack overflows. What is this? Why do I have a new thing like that? I don't remember having set this thing. Okay, so it works so far. So once on the I should be able to attach my FSM to my character, and it's the blueprint. I add character. Where was the blueprint? Okay, yeah, this is assets. I remember. This is the player start is already there. Where is it? Yeah, something broke. That's why I have a map. Something broken. Yeah. Project setting. There. What's that? Hopefully content, outplay, outplay, assets. Right. Didn't I have pictures? Where are my pictures? How can it disappear like that? Do I? Am I stupid? It's art. Where is it? Where is it? This one. Where is it? UI art. Why is it not there? Character UI. Character UI. I think it does not take from the content phone. It would open the content browser. So it takes it from elsewhere, which is the one we saw in my project. There. Where is it? Damn it. It's this one. Damn it. I should bring this in concept art, name it AI, because I don't want this AI stuff at the end. It's just a placeholder. Should be 100. Canvas size. Image size. PNG. 1. 2. Save. Play concept art AI. 1, 2. 2. I'm always have to go I'll almost have to go soon in 10 minutes max. Need to go fast. My project, hopefully. That's a part I need to do. Yes. Okay. So the map is not correct. Something went wrong. Yeah. Something broke. I want to test soon instead of the menu. Editor setup map. Yes, I could use the tests 001. There's it. This one, and this one would be my main menu. There we go. Why did this broke? Is it saved somewhere? I think it's this one. Yeah. Something override would overruled this. Okay. Player start. Good. What's the thing? Game mode. And we have the chat head here. Okay, we don't have the head yet. Or the head is inside the body. It's not yet done, so but I can use it. Show me the head. Look at this. It's not yet fit to the body. I just have the head done. Let's see if we can start playing with it. Compare this in the scene. Okay, the normals are stretched. And I can't wait to correct all of the ears are a bit stretched at the end. As you can see, it's triangulated. Now we need to modify this too, but it will be later. Alligator. So what I want to do now, save everything and try to add this one to the FSM. FSM, hyper control FSM. Yeah. Maybe duplicate it. Like, am I lagging? Yes, I'm lagging. Yeah, need to close some stuff. I hope my voice is not lagging. Hello. Okay. Let's see the task manager who's. I think it's Unreal. Yeah. Unreal. They changed it. Where is the I could do like wireframe? Is it better? No. I wonder. Okay, Visual Studio is also and intense. I could start it without Visual Studio. I would need to go in 4 minutes. But at least we see the FSM on I need it. I could duplicate this. FSM and remove everything that says the control here to replace it. With the FSM. Keep some maybe, but yeah. Wanted to see it. Like this one is accepted sound in it. I'll fire this and I will use this one. And I should be unable to move anything. Yes. Now I can add the FSM here. And later, let's see if it triggers anything, does anything. Okay, let's see the logs. Yes, we have the slides. As you can see, idle state started, it works. Everything works. That would be it for today. Maybe later I will continue, but I think that's fine for the series of FSM so far. I will continue it maybe next week. Because it was a success. I will push this, and if I go back live later, it will be back to the GTD probably. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one.